J Dub, dub in the tub. What's up, man?
It's the A&A show, baby. Excited to talk a little college ball. What a great conversation we had with Steve Smith, though, by the way.
Dude, we could not get out of here. We were trying to get on the show by 11:30, like we've been telling everybody. And
apologies.
When you get to talking to the, as you call him, the old ball coach, that brother, he knows football, son. Baseball, basketball, everything.
Just a great show. Man. I think we may make him the third person of the team.
Can't wait.
Just
can't wait. Yeah, can't wait.
So let's start with Alabama.
Hey, let's get there.
Because I'm gonna dive in deep to a couple things over here.
Let me do this first. Let me congratulate Alabama. They played the basketball team. They played St. John's in Madison Square Garden this past I don't even remember what day it was. Anyway, it was incredible. Nate Oates, that's his 8th victory against an AP top 5 opponent. They came into the game. St. John's was ranked top 5 or number 5 in the AP. And Alabama just came in. Now they shot 48% from the floor. That is, if you want to know what the math on that is, it's 39 of 81 in that game. They were fogging that ball up. They scored 54 of their 103 points. About 52% of their points versus St. John. These guys are, Jerry, I got exhausted watching this basketball game. Yes. I've never seen the pace of play. And you've been to Madison Square Garden. You've seen some Knicks games.
I've seen Duke games there.
Seen Duke. Yeah. You've seen some Knicks games. That is a tough place to play.
It's a tough place to watch a game.
I bet.
There's idiots up
there. You're up aren't the rafters really kind of low?
It's like everyone thinks Duke is this massive. It's small, very small.
Duke is.
It's very small, and that's where the home field, the old Etowah gym, the old
Cracker
gym.
Jack.
Yeah, no, the crowd is right up on you, but it makes for the best atmosphere.
Yeah,
and you have not made it until you've had a big victory at Madison Square Garden.
Well, they did. They pulled it off.
That was huge.
They play Purdue tonight. Now, Purdue
never beat Purdue.
Is ranked number 2.
You just don't beat them.
We
don't.
Alabama don't beat them. They've got this big 7-3 guy. What is it about Purdue with these giants that they put out there?
Even if they got to come to Hoax Bluff and get one,
they're going to find them. Everybody. So they play tonight on ESPN2 at 6:00. So man, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to get home and watch that. I'm gonna have to go in between Bob Does Sports Internet Invitational dropping at 6 and the basketball game.
I'm pacing myself with the internet invitation.
Of course, I could go back and watch the internet.
You can. It's there.
I need to just watch that.
I would, but far be it for me to tell you what to do.
Until it gets out of hand.
No, you guys are very good.
Yeah,
Auburn basketball, man. They're undefeated so far this year. They're ranked number 22 in the country. But Sunday is when you're going to find out who they really are. They play the number 1 team in the country, Houston.
Oh.
Yeah, Sunday at 2 p.m. So people got time to leave First Church after the service, grab something to eat, go get home, settled in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be watching the Bills at 12. But
sure.
I will check the highlights on this one. And there's some interesting games coming up for Auburn on the 24th. They play Oregon.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Do they go to Oregon?
Yes.
Really?
Go to Oregon. So that's interesting. But
I'm
really not dug into basketball. I know they almost lost to a team. They won a game in overtime, 95-90 against BCU.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's not a good look for the program. That's not a good look for the program.
It's not a good look for the program.
You're
sticking with the Bob Does Sports stuff.
Yeah, absolutely right.
All right. Well, Alabama 8-1 football.
You got a game.
Will host Oklahoma 7-2 at Bryant Denny. 2:30 kickoff. ABC 2:30 kickoff.
What a lineup!
It's going to be a lot of football Saturday. A lot of good football. So
just on ABC.
Alabama's favored by 5.5. I think I looked this morning because I knew we would get into different things, and you're always looking at computer models and all that kind of jazz.
I love the analytics.
Yeah. So Alabama roughly a 70 to 71% chance of winning projection. So the margin is 5 to 6 points. Do you take that? Alabama at -5.
Look, here's can I give you my perspective of this game. The world needs Alabama to beat Oklahoma.
I would agree with this.
Here, selfishly, from a Notre Dame standpoint, I don't want Alabama to lose. I want the top 4 or 5 teams to stay the top 4 or 5 teams.
I see.
Right? I need these other teams
to fall off.
To fall and
Right.
let me do what I do. And we got a top match. We're game day this week, so we got Pitt. We're going to Pitt, top 25 team. We got to take care of our own business, but then I need the top 4 or 5 teams in college football to stay the top 4 or 5 teams.
So game days in Pittsburgh?
It is. Yeah.
Really?
That's
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun atmosphere. And then that game is right after game day starts at 11 o'clock. So pretty excited about that. But I think
so. Kurt will stay there and call that game.
Yes.
That's
cool. He should stay there. Yeah.
That's cool.
He don't always do that because
he did this past week, and I ain't seen him do it any other.
But let's face it, the Notre Dame Pitt game is not the best game of the day, right? So,
no, but it's going to be a fun game.
I don't think that he would do that. I think the Alabama game.
So he'll fly to Tuscaloosa.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't heard which one he's doing it, but I need Alabama to win selfishly, but I think that. Looking at rosters, I think Alabama is the better team, but you don't always handle business against Oklahoma.
No, we do not, and that has been proven. Teams from Alabama don't always handle business against Oklahoma. The Alabama output on the offense, they're averaging about 32 and a half, a little over 32 and a half points per game. The defense is allowing, this is something you love to talk about, is the points. They've given up about 17.2 a game. Ty Simpson's almost 2,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Pretty impressive or no?
Absolutely. Again, I say it again. I'm early on in my pre-draft studies. I think he's the second quarterback taken after the quarterback from Indiana.
And who has that? Who do you think he goes to?
I think he goes to the Jets.
The Jets. That's what you mentioned. Yeah.
Especially after they've accumulated all these draft picks now because they traded Sauce Gardner. Mm-hmm. They're accumulating some stuff. I can't believe they got rid of a couple of these people, but they still got a good running back. But Oklahoma leads the all-time record at Alabama 3-2-1. So it's always been a tight and 2 solid teams, 2 traditional teams, and that's 1-1 in the regular season and 2-1-1 in bowl games. So, but the most recent matchup was 2018, and Alabama won that 45-34ish, something like that.
Was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, what do I know?
Well, do you know a whole lot?
I know Jeff Underwood. That gets me by most things.
Yeah. So Oklahoma, I was reading on Sports Illustrated where they were talking about Oklahoma's defensive front, that they're bullies up there. How do they compare to the run game? And do they struggle or do they continue to be the dudes up front?
It's going to be a good matchup. Alabama always has strong, big, athletic offensive linemen. So it's going to be a good matchup, but keep in mind injuries play a part, and both teams have some injury issues.
Yeah, that's true.
So it depends. I don't have the injury report as far as I don't know who's starting and who's not starting. And it's a little different in NFL. NFL they have to release it, so everything because
8 players for Alabama are initial availability report.
Okay.
So Rushaw, he's questionable with his foot. Caden Jones, linebacker, his ankle. Deshaun Jones, he's probable. And then Danny Lewis, and then Sanders Jr. and Beeman, they're ruled out.
So the defensive lineman Beeman's out.
He's out.
Is Caden Jones playing the linebacker? He was.
Caden Jones is questionable.
Okay.
Rushaw's questionable. Jones is questionable, and
Kirkpatrick's out. We didn't talk about that.
Caden Jones is questionable, and Deshaun Jones is probable.
So Latham is out.
Yes.
So you got all these issues at linebacker.
We have a lot.
Right. So offensively, I think you're pretty much intact.
Everybody
but your tight end, right?
Yeah, that's it.
You got one tight end.
There's nobody listed really on that.
Yeah, Danny Lewis Jr. I think he's out. He's
out.
Tight end for you.
That's correct.
So when you look at Oklahoma, though,
and Beeman's out too. He's a defensive lineman. He's out. He's a boss too.
Yeah, I think most of your injuries is defense and mostly at linebacker. You're very, very thin at linebacker. But you look at the Oklahoma injuries. So you got their running back Barnes is questionable. I think he plays in this game because he has to. But you got their big offensive lineman is out. You got a defensive lineman Jackson that is questionable. Probable though. Good news. You got Lewis back at wide receiver. They really need him to have a big game. 2 different offenses. So they got 3 offensive linemen that are out. That bodes well for the University of Alabama.
So Oklahoma's defense, 14 points a game. Is all they're giving up.
They play good defense.
They do play good defense. Their defense is 97 tackles for loss this season. And what they do is they rotate their front a whole lot. So what does that, when you rotate your front, what does that enable? Does that free up the blitz?
Well, it depends on what you rotating as far as schematically, or you mean rotating players in and out of the game?
In and out of the game.
Oh yeah, well it just keeps you more fresh. I'm sorry. The last time these 2 teams played was last year.
Yeah, Oklahoma beat Bama last year.
They beat an unranked Oklahoma team dominated. Can I say dominated?
That was a bad deal.
It was 24-3, and Bama was ranked number 7 last year, or top 10, 7.
I was trying to figure it out, but they beat Alabama
and
Auburn.
I was talking about the playoffs. Oklahoma came in and dominated the state of Alabama.
Yeah, they did. That's right. Because I was trying to think. I said maybe it was Auburn.
I was talking about the playoffs. I was talking about the playoffs. That was the last playoff time you guys.
I got you.
You guys played, but as far as a regular season game was obviously last year, SEC game, and Oklahoma dominated.
This Mateer kid, man, is a great quarterback.
But he's hurt, and they forced him to play. He threw 3 interceptions the first game back. He shouldn't have played against Texas.
Do you think he's ready for Alabama?
He's more ready, but
than he was last week.
Yeah, but he's got that hand injury, so he's more ready, and he's going to play.
Kevin,
what is that?
Says Coach Klein's coming from Auburn from the South Central Louisiana State University Mud Dogs.
That's funny. And he will be accepted, Kevin.
Sure he would. I know there's another coach that. Never mind. Sorry. I am terrible.
You are horrible.
I'm really bad. He wears overalls, Kevin. You know what I'm talking about. Don't even worry about it. I'm trying. All right. So the offense, the one good thing about Oklahoma, and then we'll move on, but the Oklahoma offense is not really terribly explosive. So that bodes well for me for Alabama, right?
Well, it was early before Mateer got hurt. He was a top person when you're talking about Heisman Trophy possibilities, right? Everybody was talking about him, but Mateer last week against Tennessee, he passed for 159 yards, and they struggled to beat Tennessee. They won 33-27. Tennessee's a good team, not great. They're a good team. I really don't see a way Alabama loses this game.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think you're running on all cylinders. I think you're too athletic on the edges. I think your back end is good. Not you. You need to hit the stair stepper. But I think the Tide's back end is really good. Buns of steel. It worked for me.
Can Ty avoid pressure that makes his reads miscues or anything like that?
Well, he is very good with the hot route, knowing where the blitz is coming from, knowing who his hot route is.
So he's good at coming up to the line of scrimmage and get these reads.
And he does that a couple of different ways. You put people in motion. That's why you do all the motion stuff and see how they're lining up. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
To see if it's going to be man to man or see who's going to rotate down. But what he does very well is I love the fact Daniel Harper, killing me. Rat poison. Mind your business. We're talking rat poison in here. No way Alabama loses.
No, I don't believe so.
I love the fact that I'm a big proponent offensively is you replace the ball with the blitzer. That's where you throw the football quickly.
Okay.
It's very hard for somebody, if you're trying to hide it, you have a blitz come over. It's very hard for the person to rotate over to cover that guy. So Bama does a really good job, and Ty Simpson in particular does a really good job of throwing the football to where the blitz is coming from. Replace the blitz with the ball.
So, oh wow, that's actually good. Oklahoma has a cheetah role, right? So I mean, their cheetah is how do they match up against the wide receiver and the slot receiver that Alabama has, because they're putting forth some dogs.
What Oklahoma does very, very well is they're physical. Okay. They're very physical. They take full advantage of the rule as far as when you can make contact with the receiver. They make forcible contact, which is very legal. Most teams don't do it, but they have the kind of dogs, that's how they recruit. We want physical, strong, aggressive,
country
no
cowboys.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah. Dang.
That's just my opinion.
I know. That's why I want to know, because I'm reading all this stuff and I'm trying to be better for Jerry. But then I'm going, when I read it, I go, Well, dadgum, that makes sense.
It makes sense.
But now it's getting basketball season. Where Jeff go, my mind
Straight
goes.
basketball.
It goes straight basketball. I can't wait. And I love football, but
It's so
love
funny.
basketball.
I was watching a show, reading an article. I can't remember what it was, and the big talk about touchdown Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And they said, no, it's basketball season. That means it was for 3.
For 3.
3 was good.
3 is good. How are y'all looking? Notre Dame looking?
Yeah, we're going to be very good against Pittsburgh this week, Saturday.
I'm talking about basketball.
Well, our girls had a great win last night.
Dude.
She scored. Her doggo scored 44 points. NCAA record 16 steals. She went off in the game. Not that anybody watching on this show cares about that.
I do. When you speak college basketball, I care about all of it.
Sure.
Period. All of it. I think Alabama wins, but I think it's going to be closer than most people predict. I really do.
Well, that's been
I think 26-20, somewhere around in there.
I take it.
Do you think that's
the games like this, and there's some payback. I think Bama wins pretty comfortably.
You do?
I do. I think.
I hope.
I think because this is a different team than last year. You got your offensive coordinator, and I think the scores indicate, look, we're a different team with your offensive coordinator.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Auburn. Let's go. Flop.
Well, they're not going to lose this week.
Nope.
Not going to lose this week.
Not going to happen.
So they're in a precarious situation, Jeffrey. Precarious.
But it's bad.
Look, a couple different angles. You have. And I watched the press conference. Yes, absolutely. I'll be at both games, 27 and 28. Very excited. I think Todd O'Brien's going with me. Pretty excited for that. That'd be a party.
Is Todd a Notre Dame fan, or
No,
he's
an Auburn guy.
How are y'all gonna? That's why I'm saying you and Todd.
Yes,
y'all love each other, but y'all go after each other.
Sure.
How is that going to work? Y'all side by side.
It's gonna be great
at an Auburn and Notre Dame game
because we love each other, we respect each other, and we're going to talk so much trash.
It is going to be Catholics versus the Baptists that day, and it's just going to be. Ooh, I can't. I'm gonna have to come just to video it.
It's going to be great.
I can't stay up late to do the videography. I'll never see it.
But that's true. Here's the thing.
Sorry, it's bad.
And you know this to be true. I do not watch Notre Dame football games with people.
No.
I watch it by myself.
Isn't that right, Abby?
She'll tell you. Abby will tell you. Ask my wife. I don't. I'll kick somebody out the house.
You won't even invite me over.
Here's why.
Ever.
I love.
We watched one together. One.
I don't remember.
In 30. One in 30 years. And you left right at the very beginning at halftime. You took your crap and rushed home.
Yeah, I just like to. Here's it, because when you're watching with somebody else, it doesn't matter if. Oh, good for you. You married class and sophistication, no doubt.
Oh.
If you watch a game with somebody, you have a guest over.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We talked about Daniel.
Yeah.
If you watch them with a guest, then you have to be a good host, right? You have to talk to the person. And I like to watch game. Sure. I like schematically. I like watching the offense. I don't have to be bothered. I want to watch the game.
Two. We came to your house a couple years ago, right over here.
Mm-hmm.
We did. And we stayed till halftime, and then I realized.
Oh yeah.
I said,
Jerry's gonna.
We're gonna go.
I love y'all.
Yeah.
I just don't watch. I'll watch any other game. Look, I'll watch
when you stood up out of that recliner and started to walk towards the ottoman, towards the TV. I went, it's time to go. I do that. This
big game. I mean, big moment of the game.
But how do you appreciate me being able to read?
Oh, absolutely. You can read a room for sure.
Yeah.
But look, I will watch any other game with people.
Sure.
Right. If it's an Alabama game, I'm in. Let's watch.
Sure.
Whatever game it is.
Sure.
Notre Dame games, I like to watch by myself at home.
In your underwear.
No.
I'm just
no underwear.
No underwear.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the. Let's go.
Look, it is I want you guys to put in the comments who you guys want Auburn to hire as their head coach. I'm hearing from the press conference I watched Cone do. He said he's already talked to 7 or 8 people. He was not specific at all. He probably can't be. He said he wants to name a head coach within 24 hours of the Iron Bowl. So that means that Sunday, or is that game? It's a Saturday game.
It's a Saturday.
Saturday after Thanksgiving. Right? He wants to name a head coach that day, 24 hours after the game. I don't know if it's going to be reasonable because if you are looking at who is the odds-on favorite right now.
So you like to be disappointed in private.
No disappointment here, man. No disappointment here.
That's good, Brett. That's good stuff.
It's almost like being an Auburn fan. Really.
Okay. Dang.
Just saying.
That's pretty fun. Sure.
So John Summerall, let's look at if they want John Summerall, if John Summerall decides to accept the job at Auburn, right? Tulane absolutely has a chance to make the playoffs. So are you going to tell me they're going to get destroyed in the playoffs? Let's be real. If they make it. So you're going to tell me that, so is he either going to coach in the playoffs or is he going to accept the Auburn job? You're going to leave the team you got to the playoffs. You know you're going to get beat next round. So you're going to leave those kids. You're going to leave. You recruited these kids. You spoke to these kids. Or are you going to leave them and go take the Auburn job?
So you think Summerall is the
I think he's odds-on favorite.
He's
I think that would be the number one. From that's just trying to be a piece things together, right?
Does he leave Tulane?
Does he leave?
Because that'd be tough.
On John Cohen's timeline, he said 24 hours after the game, after the Iron Bowl.
You have to then.
That means because that Tulane, there's a four-way tie for first place or second place in that division. They can certainly win that division, and they can certainly be in the playoffs. So what are you going to do at that point? Are you going to leave your team and go to Auburn? How much credibility do you leave with recruits?
What do you think about it? What does it do to a team? Say they win, they announce Summerall as the head coach. Mm-hmm. He accepts that job. He says, "I'm going to stay on with Tulane through the second round." Can't do it.
There's no way you Auburn fans jump in here. Dillingham turned down the job. I know he had an interview yesterday, right? Last I heard, I thought he interviewed Dillingham. I think was my number one, as we talked about last week. Mm-hmm. Dillingham was my number one. So here's the thing: because of the way the portal is, and because of the way the sign-in date is, sign-in is the second, third, and fourth of December is when the high school kids. Then you got the portal. So you got to have a coach in place that can keep your team together, that can still get these recruits into. The high school kids to sign, and you got to find a way to keep Cam Coleman. You got to find a way to keep your offense right. And if you are a defensive guy like John Summerall is, do you keep Durkin? Personally, I think I don't care who the coach is. You do everything in your power to keep Durkin.
Is he still in contention heavily?
He's still in contention. Yeah, he's still one of the.
Did you like what you saw out of him Saturday?
I did. I've always liked him as a head coach, even when he was at Maryland. Right. I liked what he does. I like his energy. His players love him. But players are there for 3 or 4 years.
Then they go. That's right.
Yeah, you have to do what's best for the overall program. I think you do everything in your power to keep him on as your defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. He has to be the defensive coordinator.
I think I agree with Kevin.
What do you say?
He says DJ will be the next head coach. That he'll keep the team together and keep the players. If that's do you think they have? Do you think Cohen is talking to the players to get the flavor?
He 100%. He said he was. He said he's spoken to a lot of players. He said he will continue to speak with them this week because they're off. They have more time. He can actually talk with them. Are they ready to turn it over to him? This is very similar to the Cadillac Williams. The players wanted Cadillac.
Right.
Didn't get it.
Sure.
Right. They went with Hugh Freeze, which was, I thought it was a great hire.
Right.
I was wrong. Handed up accountability. Freeze was not the guy. The game has passed him by a little bit. Is Durkin ready to be the dude? I don't know. I like him as a head coach. I like him as... If I'm putting the list together, and Kevin, you're a huge Auburn guy, man. You probably.
Sorry, you just taking shots.
Sorry. If I'm putting a list together, personally, I have Kenny Dillingham number 1.
Okay.
My number 2 is Jeff Brom from Louisville.
Oh.
I think you bring Brom down with the offense he runs and with the players he can recruit at Louisville. He was a Louisville guy, so he's at his alma mater. And I think if you bring him in, and you just let DJ do what he does defensively, turn it over. Hey, you go be great, do you? And you bring an offensive guy like Jeff Brom in. I think that Jeff Brom, no offensive player on the University of Auburn if they look at anything that he does at Louisville, would leave.
Wow.
That's the kind of offense you want to play in,
Okay.
especially with wide receivers. Look, and from the running game, 3 of the last 4 games, your running back has over 100 yards. That's special, right? But you got Cam Coleman and all these other guys,
Yes.
wide receiver, you have to keep. The Perry Thompsons,
Yes.
you've got to keep these guys together. They want, because everyone in the country is calling. If
Okay.
you don't think everyone's calling these Auburn players, you're out of your mind.
Okay. With that being said,
Yeah.
you got all these great receivers.
Sure you do.
So what about Golish? I mean, do you not want the South Florida guy to come in? You think he's out of the running?
You talking? I personally think that he's not top 10.
You don't?
I don't think he's the dude.
Why is his name still out there as the?
It's the flavor of the month.
Okay.
Hey, look what I'm doing here in this program. It is, but you got to look. Just because you're successful here at South Florida, the expectations is totally different in an SEC.
Oh my God!
It's different. You're asking this guy to come in and lead your program.
But doesn't he fit that Cam Coleman, that offensive core type mentality?
Then you bring him on as an offense coordinator. That's not what you need as a head coach, in my opinion.
Could that happen?
You're not going to leave a head coaching job to be a coordinator like that.
I'm trying, y'all.
Yeah, I don't think you do. But a name also on my list would be James Franklin. Look, Auburn people, you are out of your mind if you would not trade what you've done the past 5 years compared to what James Franklin has done at Penn State. You would cut off one of the tiger tails to be able to have that season and be as relevant as they've been the last 5 years. James Franklin is a heck of a coach. He is. Would he want to come back in the SEC? He won at Vandy. How would he not win at Auburn? Auburn is a top 15 job in the country, in my opinion. I think he is. So I think James Franklin has to be in the list, but that's just Jerry White's list. Durkin has to be considered. He does.
I think so.
He goes in and beat Alabama. How do you not hire him?
I think he's hired if he beats Alabama. Don't you?
How do you say no?
Yeah.
But then you also got to turn it over to, because let's face it, Derek Nix did an amazing job calling plays. The offense looked spectacular.
No question.
Hugh Freeze, come real close.
Hold on.
Come real close. I need people to understand this.
Let me get Jerry in here.
I need people to understand this. I need to say it as
let's get in on those baby blues
as eloquently as I can say this. Right? Hugh Freeze screwed Auburn, screwed them, killed them. Don't use that phrase. He devastated the program. Well, he devastated the program because if you see what Derek Nix did, and he didn't change up the offense dramatically, different sequencing, timing, those kind of things.
There was a lot of timing routes.
It was, and I loved it because that, you know what your quarterback has proven they can't do? Think.
There you go.
You take the thinking away.
There you go.
Hey, it's muscle memory. This is what we do. Here's our progression.
Yes.
You throw it here. You do this. And so I just pulled up a list here. I just want to see what Vegas thought, because Vegas knows stuff I don't know. Just look at our bank accounts. Theirs is way better.
Yeah.
So here's the odds. They have John Summerall, number 1, minus 150. That means that's a strong favorite.
The heading on that is John Summerall can bring Auburn back to the SEC contention.
I don't know.
Is that true?
He's a good defensive-minded coach. He's good. Okay. He's good at Tulane. You Auburn people, who do you want here? James Franklin is number 2 at plus 300. Dillingham, number 3 at plus 400. This is the name I want to talk about. Plus 700. Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, I'm seeing his name pop up.
Ryan Summerfield from Memphis. Does a good job. Georgia defensive coordinator, Glenn Schumann. Alex Goshen, his name's falling on the list now. He's plus 1,200. I don't think he has an opportunity. Interesting name, Dan Mullen. He's at UNLV now.
You mentioned him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's plus 14. He's plus 1,400. Clark Lee is plus 1,700. He doesn't want to go. You got to look at the Georgia head coach right now, Brent Key. A name I just heard this morning. Dan Mullins.
Really?
No, I mean not Dan Mullins. He just got fired at Auburn. He just got fired at Georgia.
Oh.
He looks like Rocky Peak. Looks just like him. The Florida coach, he just got fired. Yeah. I don't know why I can't think of his name. I read an article this morning.
Oh gosh.
But Summerall and Dillingham both have good ties to the region. Dillingham was a former offensive coordinator for 1 year, although he didn't really call plays. But he's conducted a lot of interviews. No one's really talking Eli Derkowitz right now, which I'm not sure why. No one's really talking about Fran Brown either. Syracuse's Fran Brown.
Well, how do you eliminate Jimbo Fisher from the talk? I mean, the dude is, what is he, 100 and he's won 130 games and lost 40 or 50?
I just don't think he's a good coach.
You just don't think he
I just don't. I think the game has passed him by.
Why has Vegas got him there at third?
Because they're trying to take your money.
That's what it is.
They're trying to get you to bet on it. They give odds.
Just more of a, let's throw this name out there as low-hanging fruit.
Well, you throw certain names out
Clark
no matter what
Lee,
the judge.
Eli Derkowitz, DJ Durkin.
That's a great list. That's what Todd said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Clark Lee has done so good at Vandy. But look, Clark Lee is already in the SEC. He's changing the culture of his program because that's where he went to school. That's where he wants to be. Eli Derkowitz? Dude's a dog. Yeah, Billy Napier. Thank you, Kevin Stephen. Billy Napier. He looks just like the Coosa basketball coach, Rocky Pete. I need you guys. We need to do a side-by-side.
Can Napier do a car stereo commercial?
He can.
Put one in.
He can. Well, he's not working right now. He got fired. So.
He needs a job.
Peak, hook him up. Everyone's saying John Summerall. I think it's a smokescreen. How many times do you? I think there's some. I think there's some backdoor dealing. But let's talk about this team and what has to happen the rest of the year. Very important that gets done. Now let's look. You have to do what's best for Auburn, right? Hey, sure. Todd and Brent and obviously the biggest Auburn fan we got watching right now.
Todd said he don't want Franklin Fisher or the UGA coordinator.
I agree.
Don't want Summerall.
I agree. I agree with you, Todd. 100%. 100%. Dillingham is my number one choice. I love Dillingham.
So Brent Key.
Yeah.
Are you still out on him? His name is mentioned in the top 5 of the job, right?
Yeah, but
you think what he's doing at Georgia Tech is not necessarily?
No, it's fantastic, but you can't. Some things you can't compare.
Right.
How are you comparing Georgia Tech?
I understand what you're saying.
I think it's different.
You're right.
Look,
but anybody that comes to Auburn, though, other than James Franklin, you're having that comparison because of what he's done at Penn State, where he's done overall. He's played those big time opponents.
He has and
lost. No question. But he's played them. He's faced them. He's been in a big time program.
He knows how to do it.
And then some of these other guys that are there, everybody's throwing these names around.
Good recruiter.
They're not necessarily.
This has to be a home run hire. But now let's look internally for a second at what has to happen the rest of the season.
He said, I agree with Jerry. He's not coming.
No. Todd said that's what I think as well.
Okay.
Key is not coming. I mean, you're already used to being number 2 in your state. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Georgia's always going to
rule. But he's got regional ties, though, right? Doesn't he?
Key?
Yeah, doesn't he?
I'm not that familiar with Brent Key, but I know he's always going to be second fiddle to Kirby Smart in Georgia. He is.
No, you're
everybody
right.
At Georgia Tech's going to be.
Sure.
But let's look at this. Who is your quarterback against Mercer?
Yeah.
I know what I do.
Yeah.
It's not Ashton Daniels.
Oh man.
Look.
Wow.
Ashton Daniels has an opportunity to redshirt.
I think I redshirt him.
So that means
after Saturday.
That means he cannot play against Mercer.
Right.
He can only play in 4 games. He can't play in 5 or he loses eligibility. So if you want him to play against Alabama, I get it. That would be his 4th game.
Okay.
So he can play against Alabama and redshirt.
Jeez.
I start Deuce Knight.
Really?
I start Deuce Knight, the true freshman, the lefty from Mississippi.
And he hasn't played.
He's played a couple snaps,
but nothing.
Never started.
So no 4 games, nothing.
And here's why.
I like that.
You got to recruit
so
your kids. So you got this quarterback who has the ability to transfer. He's flight anyway. Right. He was for a long time. He was locked into Notre Dame. Um,
Oh yeah, and you were ticked about him moving.
I
I
was,
remember. I know.
but the whole time I said, "There's no way he's coming up there,"
Right,
because
you did.
in high school he transferred to Nashville
Yeah.
and got homesick and transferred back in the middle of the season. I knew he was never going to Notre Dame. Um, but from Notre Dame to where he's at now, so I think you have to sit Ashton Daniels. You have to.
Yeah. Kevin's saying the same thing. He's agreeing with you.
You have
Yeah.
to. Hey, Kevin, I wouldn't split time because who's more important to your program? Jackson Arnold, who you're paying $2.4 million this year to, by the way, or Deuce Knight? You have to give Deuce Knight the opportunity to go see what it's like. If Deuce Knight cannot produce against Mercer,
Yeah.
they ain't your dude. Don't worry about it.
Correct.
Right?
That's smart.
And I get he's going to make some mistakes. He's a true freshman. That's what I'm going to talk about. But is the game too big for him? Is the pace of the game is the speed of the game too big for you?
Yeah.
You don't know if you don't really get in a play.
Get him out there.
And I hate the fact that a lot of times we put these quarterbacks in situations, okay, it's cleanup time or the game's out of hand, let's get you in here, but you're also playing with the 2s and 3s. I want to see Deuce Knight go play with the first team Auburn offense. I want to compare apples to apples. How are you against Jackson Arnold? How do you compare with Jackson Arnold? How do you compare against Ashton Daniels? I want to see how your skill set stands up. It's a little different. That means you got to get a lot of reps at practice this week and next week because he's a lefty. The ball spins different. I don't care what you say. I've caught balls from lefties. I've caught them from righties. I understand. There is a difference. A receiver gets used to a ball spinning a certain way. You catch it. So you've got to get those reps. But if I'm leading this offense, if I'm Derek Nix, and I'm going to text him, he'll text me back a few days later, and I can't tell you what he's going to tell me if I tell him how to coach. But I'm not going to tell him how to coach.
I can tell you. I know where he's from.
Exactly right. He doesn't need me to tell him what to do. But if I'm, in my opinion, I think you play him. You absolutely start Deuce Knight, who is an athletic freak. Unbelievable. Getting better. His ceiling is, his floor is a little low right now because we don't know. We really haven't seen him. His ceiling is amazing. Amazing arm strength. Can jump out of the gym, right? Can backflip. He is an amazing athlete. Can he play quarterback at Auburn? I think he can. I think no way you ruin a red shirt because you won't. I think with the right offense, I think Ashton Daniels is going to lead your team next year. Personally, you keep him there. You're going to cut Jackson Arnold. You're going to save that $2.4 million, and you're either going to go get another big time quarterback or you're going to pay some money and keep Deuce Knight. But if you look at here's one reason why it's so important to keep Deuce Knight. And if you look at the current recruiting, you have 2 big-time receivers that probably has no ties to Auburn. That's from Mississippi. One of them from Flowood.
We know about Flowood.
We do. So you really have to keep the connections. Deuce Knight is an amazing recruiter within the high school ranks. People want to play with him. The wide receivers on his team love him. Cam Coleman loves him. Perry Thompson loves him. But if you look at recruiting, and it matters because a lot of these kids are just waiting to see what happens. But you got a safety who's really good friends. His name is Brylan Walmack. He's from Flowood, Mississippi. Always plays wide receiver. He's the number 1 safety in the state of number 1 position, number 2 player in the state. He's a 5-star kid. He committed this past August because of that connection with Deuce Knight. And I love the linebacker from Wadley. If you get a chance to go watch him in the playoffs, he's a 5-star, should be a 5-star linebacker. Then you got this wide receiver who's one of Deuce Knight's best friends. He's Chase Matthews. He's from Greene County, which is Leakesville, Mississippi. He's a big 6'2", 200-pound kid, 4-star. It's all because of Deuce Knight. I think you have to give Deuce Knight the opportunity to run the offense. You're playing the whole game. I don't care if we're losing by 100 or winning by 100. You have got to let him in there and take over the Mercer game. See him run, see him throw, see how he leads the team. But it has to be with the first team offense.
I love it.
I've said